Well, just as we kiss week 6, I have my Tascam Model 24 back. Went up and got it today. Just announced yesterday as on a short on here, I said it's been 6 weeks. Long and McQuaid can't find the problem. I don't have my Tascam Model 24. Some of you guys said call them. Some of you guys said make them make videos. I just kind of hanging back going, like, this is weird. The silence is weird, but I'll just wait. So I got a text today. London North, your Tascam Model 24, or I'm sorry, your repair is ready for pickup. I've got the text. So I drove down to London. I didn't call ahead. I just drove to get my board into the fog of what would be. Like, is it really fixed? Is it really there? Like, that's how little faith I have in them at this point. So I showed up. I go back to the back where the repair rental guy is, and I said, I'm here to pick up my Tascam Model 24. He said, oh. And from then on, I felt a vibe. Now, I could be paranoid, which I am a paranoid person. And you could say, well, you're not that important. The guy doesn't know you. The guy wasn't watching your videos. There wasn't a vibe. I'm like, well, I felt a vibe. And let me tell you what happened after that. He immediately scurries back to shipping, which I thought shipping was the rental area. There's lots of shelves there. But anyway, he goes to another department. I don't know what's behind. And he's back there for 5 minutes. I mean, he beelined it. He couldn't get back there fast enough. When I said Tascam Model 24, he was just like, yep, yoink. He was Speedy Gonzalez back to the back. He's back there for a solid 5, 6, 7 minutes. He comes back. He goes, no, nothing like that. I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's supposed to be here. He looks at me and goes, you sure it's not in Windsor? Now, that's a weird thing to say, because the last time I bought something from Long and McQuaid was Windsor a couple weeks ago. Okay, it was I can't remember the date, but I brought my girlfriend down to Windsor for an appointment. And it's a weird thing to say. What do you mean, am I sure? Like, once again, I don't work at Long and McQuaid, Just like when the lady on the phone was like, well, who'd you bring it into? Lady, I don't work there. Your system has right at the top of the ticket, which I seen today, I seen on the receipt, like, your computer system says who I brought it into, if it really matters. Does it matter? I brought it into Frosty the Snowman. Does it matter? I don't think it does. Just, let's just proceed with service, Anyway, so this guy goes, and it was a weird shot. Like, sure it's not in Windsor? What? Why would it be in Windsor? I got a text that said London North. I brought it to London North. What a weird thing to say. And are you psychic? Or are you reading my file? Like, what did you do in that back room for 5 minutes? Very weird. So I'm just standing there, scratching my head, kind of looking at their mics, kind of looking at their monitors, going, like, is my board here or not, He goes, well, maybe it's in London South. And I said, yeah, maybe it is. I don't work here, man. Like, the text said London North. I brought it here to London North. I'm looking around going, am I dreaming? Did I eat too much steak and sausage again? And I'm in another steak and sausage coma. Like, what the hell is going on? And so I pulled out my cell phone at that point. I'm like, well, I'll tell you what. Why don't I call London South for you and we'll find out. Oh, no, you don't have to do that. He didn't want me to have to call his associate store. So he's shuffling and scurrying, and he goes to the back for a while longer. He does eventually look up my account. And again, I'm just scratching my head going, what do you mean? Am I sure it didn't go to Windsor? The last place I happened to I bought some brushes from Windsor a couple weeks ago, right here. These ones. I don't know if it's got a Long and McQuaid sticker. Oh, yeah, it does. I bought these 2 weeks ago from Windsor, okay? What the hell is the guy asking me if I'm sure my board didn't go to Windsor? I don't work there, man. So he scurries to the way back again. And by the back, I don't mean back where he's working. I mean, like, all the way along the north wall to the west of the store. He goes to this shipping. I thought it was like music lessons and washrooms back there. Apparently they have a giant shipping area that he goes to get lost in, I guess. I don't know. He goes back there again. Can't get out of there fast enough. And I'm just standing at the counter like, I don't know. Like, so I'm looking at my girlfriend who's looking at guitars and keyboards and stuff. I'm like, they don't know. He thinks maybe it's in Windsor or maybe it's in London South. He doesn't know. You know, I'm about ready to call London South, which if you ever been to London, the London North to London South drive is hell, because driving in London is hell. It's about a 35-minute drive just to get across that stupid cesspool city. Anyway, he comes back with the box, this box, right? And I'm looking it over, going, shoot, that looks a little thin. I hope it's in there. And it was, even though the box looks a little small, it was in there. And now I'm missing 2 feet instead of just missing 1 foot. So they were able to rip another foot off the bottom for me. I'm another foot short, which is whatever. See this foot here. So now I've lost another one of them. But anyway, it doesn't. I can glue frickin' erasers to it or something. I can find feet. So then he's like printing out my warranty stuff, you know, and he asks me who I am just to make sure that I'm not some rando picking up somebody else's board. And he's printing out receipts and he's showing me, and it says like -35, 0, -35, 0. I don't know what that's about, because I had to buy an extended warranty from them of about $80 something. I don't know if it's 80 or 83 or 85 or 88. I don't remember the exact amount, but it was in the 80s. So I don't know what this 35 business was. And then he was all about shoving me the receipt and shoving me the box like, here you go, here you go, here you go. You know, like just like, oh, go, right? So I'm like, but that's not what happens at a service counter. You know what happens next as the customer? You know what happens next? You go, so what was wrong? Right? I mean, if it was a computer, you know, or any kind of service going across the counter, it's normal. I know this guy's shoving the receipt at me in the box at me going, like, go, don't talk, you know? I'm like, so, what was wrong with it? He goes, oh, you tell me, it's on the receipt. I said, okay, so I'll read the receipt. Thank you, Mr. 0 to 5 stars for service. So I read the receipt, and it says they tested it for days and were unable to recreate the problem. And he knew that. That's why he didn't want to talk about it. That's why he did not offer it. Like, he didn't go, oh, and they couldn't find it. You know, he was just like, take the box, take the receipt, go, right? He didn't want nothing happening at his counter. So I said, oh, they couldn't find nothing wrong. Yeah, nothing wrong. I'm like, oh. I said, geez, I might have to send this to TIAC myself. He goes, oh. He just wanted me gone, right? I said, okay. So I take my receipt, I take the box, right? And I go out and I throw it in the van. So the thing is mine again, knowing that what he's telling me is that I've had my Tascam Model 24 gone for 6 weeks. I had to pay an $88 warranty or whatever it was for no reason. And Tascam couldn't repeat the problem. Now I could show you that it's working, but you can watch my old video, Tascam Model 24 is broken, aux 1 and aux 2 are not working at all. You can see, and I even use the same cable. You see this yellow cable? I made sure I come home and use the same cable because I thought I was going nuts. You can watch that video and watch it not working. And now you can watch this video. I've got the mic into one. Hello. Right? Comes on down here. I give it some aux 1 juice. Over here, we give it the monitor. Woo! And it comes out aux 1 because it's working now. And it goes into this channel 8. Channel 8's the only one with a fader list. Hello, everybody. Let me just lift that up. Hello, everybody. We've got channel 1, auxing 1 into 8. How do you like that? It really does work. How does that happen? And you can watch my old video, and it's the same serial number on the back. You can watch my old video of me demonstrating it not working. So I said to the guy, I said, do you suppose it got fixed in travel, you know, in traffic? You think the board rattled around and, you know, it's the SMD components on the circuit board just fix themselves in traffic? And he laughed. He goes, oh, wouldn't that be something? Yeah, wouldn't it be something, right? Real weird that I've wasted my own time and all my complaining and 6 weeks and bought an extended warranty. Tascam couldn't find the problem, but yet I demonstrate it in an old video, and here it is in this video working. Real weird, guys, and we'll get to that in a second. So I take the box, I put it in the van, and the receipt, put it in the van. I go back into the store, and I walked back to the guy again, and I said, hey, suppose I do get this all the way home and it still doesn't work. I know that they're saying it works. Suppose it doesn't work. He said something like, well, they're really thorough. He's like, they're really thorough there. And it's like, well, okay, so like I just bring it back, and he just kind of shrugged. This is Mr. Service. He's just like, like, oh, do my job, buddy. Just take the box and the receipt and go, basically. Just take the box and the receipt and go. Now that I was able to find it, suggesting it was at 2 other stores and then not telling you even what they did to it, So he's a nice enough guy, but in terms of service, that gig isn't for him. Okay. Anyway, so I'm looking at SG guitars, and they got a few SG guitars I want, and not the exact one I wanted though, but they had a few Epiphone SGs that I was interested in. My girlfriend's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I might buy a guitar today. Or they had some amps there that were nice. They had some effects. She goes, you're not going to spend money here, are you? I said, what do you mean? She goes, they've had your board for 6 weeks. They made you pay an extended warranty when technically you were the only owner and you're still within the warranty period of Guelph as far as we can figure. And then they say that there's nothing wrong with it. And then, this is after a few calls where they're just like, we don't know. I'm like, what do you mean you don't know? They're just like, we don't know anything. We don't know. Like, we don't know where. Like, the lady didn't know where it was. She didn't know anything. She's like, and then we get it all the way back after 6 weeks, and they're saying they can't get it to do the problem? She's like, you're going to spend money here? She's like, we're done here. Like, we're done in London North. And I'm like, I don't know. I'll tell you, if I saw the SG I wanted, I still would have bought it from them. I was looking for that 1961 Epiphone SG with the half batwing pickguard. I would have still bought, but my girlfriend's like, no, we're done. We're done here. There's a pink guitar she kind of wanted it for her little collection here, but she's like, I can't believe you would consider spending money here again. And she doesn't mean London North. She means Long and McQuaid, right? And I'm driving back going, yeah, it is kind of weird. So we looked around. Honestly, had I seen a guitar I wanted or something I wanted, I would have made a purchase, but I didn't. I didn't make a purchase. I just left. And then I was like, well, that's that. I'll never be back to this store. And I will be back to Long and McQuaid, though. I'm going to go back to Long and McQuaid Windsor in a few weeks. Anyway, so I'm not done with Long and McQuaid, but I'm done with that store for sure. So here's the thing. You know how Columbo at the end of the episodes, he was always like, oh yeah, just one more question. Just one more question. Here's my just one more question, okay? If there's nothing wrong with the Tascam Model 24, if they can't reproduce the problem, just one more question. Why did they send it away? Think about that. You've got a Long and McQuaid London full of supposed music experts, right? If there's nothing wrong with the board and they can't reproduce my problem, why did they send it somewhere? It doesn't make any sense, right? Are you telling me they didn't bring it to the back where the PAs are, where there's knowledgeable staff about, you can hear them testing speakers back there, you can hear them repairing stuff. You telling me somebody didn't do this, they didn't plug a mic in the top, patch cable from the aux to another channel, and went, hey, does the aux work or not? Does the aux work or not? Dun, dun, dun. No. They sent it to specialists for 6 weeks who couldn't find the problem. Is that not a little weird? So, and I could just be being paranoid. And you could say, well, you know what? You're not that important that you're on their mind. You're not on their mind. They deal with 100 jerks like you a day. And it's just, it's just bad service is what you may say. It's just bad service. But it's just so weird that the guy's looking for the damn thing and he goes, sure it's not in Windsor? What the hell does that mean? He could have said any city. He could have gone, sure it's not in Alberta? Sure it's not in Vancouver? Sure it's not in Regina? Sure it's not in Chilliwack? Like, what the hell are you talking about? Am I sure it's not in Windsor? Oh, and that's the other thing I should say. He didn't really start helping me until I showed him the text on this very phone that said, my repair has arrived in London North. That's when he's like, yeah. So then that's when he scurried back to supposed shipping again, I don't know. It's weird. So, either during this video that I demonstrate it's not working, I'm doing something crazy wrong. That's a good possibility. But you can watch me in this video and several others demonstrating it not working. And then you can watch me here with the same cord, the same XLR, and the same microphone. So either I'm really dumb and I messed it up. Sure, high possibility. Or 2, this thing just sorted itself out in travel. Yeah, I don't really buy that one. It's all SMD circuits in there. Or 3, they just fixed it. They saw my videos. They were pissed because I made 5-6 videos. They saw my videos. They were pissed. And they're like, let's make this guy look like a fool. Let's send it to TIAC or wherever, sound distribution, wherever. Let's fix it. And then let's tell the fool that there was nothing wrong with it. And what's with the -35.0, -35.0 crap on the receipt? I don't have the receipt handy. It's in the van. But, like, what does that mean? Anyway, finally got my Tascam Model 24 back. Happy to dig into it. Thank you, Long and McQuaid, I guess. Or not, because, according to you, you've done nothing. So, if it was just all about confusing me, mission accomplished, right? I don't know. It's crazy. I don't understand. I don't get it. How did the board fix itself, right? I have video evidence of it not working. How did the board fix itself? It doesn't make sense. And why guess, sure it's not in Windsor? Maybe it's in London South. And maybe it's in my pants, pal. Maybe it's on the roof. Maybe it's downtown at the post office. I don't know. I don't work here, man. I got a text saying my repair was ready in London North. And then for him to be like, oh God, take the box, take the receipt. Right? And it's just like, no, hold on a second. Whoa. Hey, what was wrong with it? What'd they say? Oh, well, you tell me, bud. You tell me, read the receipt. You tell me, bud. Yeah, he knew. He already knew. They were, Anyway, freaking weird. So, I'll never say I'll never be back to London North, but I won't make the long trek out of my way. That's for sure. I know I'll still go to Long and McQuaid's because I'm going to be going down to one in Windsor a couple weeks from now. So, hey, thanks for listening to my long, crazy, stupid rant about the Tascam Model 24. And I don't know if anything else goes wrong with it. I don't know. I'll probably just deal with it how it is or trash it. I don't know. I almost bought another one while I was waiting. There's one on Reverb for 1,400 Canadian. It was a guy from Alberta. He didn't want to ship it, but I probably could have talked him into shipping it. They're not that hard to ship. Trust me. But all right. Well, hey, it's been a long, crazy video. And I know I'm paranoid, but what do you guys think? I mean, it's weird. It's really weird. Even if I'm totally wrong and I botched this video and I'm just an idiot and I don't know how microphone. Okay, just let's go I just screwed it up. I didn't know what I was doing. All the other service elements of this are freaking weird, where I call about my board and they're like, I don't know nothing about nothing. And I'm like, okay, well, you got to. And they're like, well, who'd you turn it into? It's like, Long and McQuaid. And they're like, yeah, but who was the guy? It's like, well, I really didn't make friends with everybody. I don't know all 16 members of your staff, right? And then for the guy to go maybe your board's in Windsor. Yeah, maybe it's in Narnia. I think, what are we talking about here? Anyway, hey, like and subscribe if you want to. Talk to you later.